welcome to Karma Light Readings. I'm Karma. I hope you guys are doing well, and I thank you so much for taking the time to click on this video and come to my channel. So this is going to be a general collective reading for the sign of Aquarius. So you may or may not resonate, just depends on what collective I'm tapping into, or I should say what plane I'm tapping into today. If you do happen to resonate, go ahead and hit that like button. I have currently for until now through November 21st, I have teamed up with Rose Forever New York. They create bouquets of roses. These are real roses and they last 3 to 5 years. So I've teamed up with them. I've gotten you guys a discount code. I do not get commission off of this discount code. This is just a gift from me to you guys as my supporters and subscribers. So it's $20 off a bouquet. They come in, I think 16 different colors you can choose from, as well as different packaging as well. The code is Karma. The information is in the description box below. Also, I am starting a new project, a new commitment on November 10th. So my client readings will be shut off on November 7th. And I do not know when I will be making them available. So right now, client readings are 20% off. You can find those. You can find those on my Etsy. That link is in the description box as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. We're gonna get started here for Aquarius. I want to take a look at a situation that you're currently going through. We're going to look at the past, the current, what's about to happen next, and the probable outcome here. So we have the Queen of Cups to the Devil and the King of Wands. Ooh, I wasn't expecting that. So my initial feeling when I first see the Queen of Cups to the Devil, Capricorn energy, you might be on the cusp of Capricorn, but initially when I see this, I feel as though you are really trying to surrender and release something negative or toxic that seems to have a hold on you, okay? Especially when I see the King of Wands. So I don't know if this was another person or some type of another entity that was trying to control the strings and trying to control you. It could even be a substance, you know, it really just depends on your situation and what you're going through. Whatever it was, it's a very, very, very strong temptation. Yes, that has created many, many challenges in your life, many difficulties, many challenges. Five of Wands, a lot of I don't even want to say competition. I want to say conflict. Like a constant battle of trying to release yourself from a particular situation. And I feel that you're reaching a point here in this recent past, Aquarius, where you are fed up and done and you want out. Tell me about this Queen of Cups to the Devil, please. Yeah. We have the Three of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles on the bottom. Okay. Notice how the strings, you see the strings on the Devil's hand and the strings on the heartbreak? Whatever this situation is, it has controlled your emotions for too long. And I feel like that's why the Queen of Swords is here with their hands up, like I am ready to release. I do not want this anymore. It is a mission and a journey and an intentional effort into your peace, harmony, and happiness here with the Eight of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. So let's take a look here and see. Oops. Tell me about this, please. Queen of Cups, the Devil, to the Three of Swords. Conclusion. Yeah, you're ready. Oh, Lord. You have conclusion, gain, and then you have adventure. So I think that you're ready to set yourself free. This was a recent past. Maybe you made that final decision. I mean, of course, the Devil is going to protest the And when I say the devil, that's whatever has had some type of control over you, okay? Whether it was an addiction, a person, a toxic relationship, you're gonna have to decide for yourself, since this is a general reading. If you would like something more in-depth and personal, go ahead and check out, you know, my Etsy. But I feel as though you're ready to set yourself free. This is when you start getting very, very intentional about what you're investing in. 8 of Pentacles. So let's take a look here at the current energy. Because who wants to walk around and carry all that pain with them? Nobody. You know, I don't blame you. What's the current energy, please, for Aquarius? Yep. The Chariot. You're on the move. Making a decision to move forward and to move on. 5 of Wands. I feel like somebody's trying to stand in your way. Whoever was trying to control the shots. That's why you have this 5 of Wands. It's like you may make a decision, but for some reason, this energy of the 5 of Wands, I'm sorry, the devil, but for some reason, this 5 of Wands is just going to keep showing up. Whatever they can do to make it difficult. Like it can't, it's like, I don't know if it's willingly following you or if you're a willing participant. And I'm not judging, right? Because we all reach points in our life where, and this has been a theme. This has been a theme in a lot of the collective readings lately. And part of evolving, growing, and learning in life is taking accountability and responsibility for our own actions that have led us into certain situations or kept us in certain situations for too long. And I feel as though you are trying to disconnect from any sort of disruption, anything that keeps trying to set you back. But then it also kind of looks like you're running right into an argument, running right into conflict. Almost because it's like a search for the truth. Like, well, I need to know. I need to say this. I need to get my... And I'm going to tell you, and what I feel like Spirit is leading to, it's just not worth it. That you should just disconnect yourself and move forward. Yeah, 8 of Cups. Spirit's like, just walk away. 10 of Swords. Let it end. Let the cycle end. 8 of Cups, 10 of Swords. Don't walk back to the conflict. If somebody's trying to start something with you, if they're trying to pull the fire out of you, your freedom, 9 of Cups, comes when you lay this to rest, 10 of Swords, and allow yourself to be done and be free from this energy. That's when you're going to learn the most about why certain things had to happen, right? We think that we learn the most by staying connected and maybe asking more questions to those involved. And it ironically is not how it happens. When you disconnect from situations and you disconnect from the toxic energy and other people's projections, all of a sudden you create space for the Most High to send you the wisdom and the revelations of what was happening and why you needed to disconnect and why this happened and what he was trying to teach you about yourself all along. Because that is the overall lesson. It's never really about anything else except for you and what you can do to become more in full alignment with the Spirit instead of the human version, the worldly version. That's really what this is all about. Getting you back on path, yeah. So do not get tricked or trapped by somebody that's constantly trying to create this 5 of Wands, this chaos. Spirit is like, walk away. Don't play the victim card. Don't listen to somebody else playing the victim card. Just set yourself free. That's the current energy, because they are going to try to lure you back in. Yeah, see, because they're upset. They might try to play a guilt trip card. I'm the family, I'm this, you know, oh, I've done this and I support you. But in reality, there's some, yes, fury, enemy, here it is, dictatorship, bully, and curse. How? I'm going to be very honest, Aquarius, okay? I don't know who this is for. Please remember, this is a general reading. So not all of you are going to resonate with this, but I'm going to show you what Spirit is showing me. There could be an Aquarius who this is happening to them, and you are disconnecting from a very toxic, mentally, emotionally, verbally abusive friend, family member, somebody who's still living in a generational curse of misfortune and hate towards others. But I want you to understand the Spirit is also showing me that there is an Aquarius here. And maybe it's for the cross watcher watching this, and maybe it's not particularly you, Aquarius, who's watching this. But there is an Aquarius here who has these tendencies, and it's their time to look in the mirror and recognize who they have been to somebody or how they have mistreated others, right? And that comes to you with no judgment, because we've all been there, and I too have been that person in people's lives. I have had to go through many bouts of shadow work and looking in the mirror and self-reflection to get myself to a point where I am in alignment with the truth of who I am and not wanting to cause pain and hurt on someone. So I don't want to offend anybody, but I am tapping into an energy where Spirit is like, this Aquarius, there is an Aquarius here who gossips and bullies and tries to control and judge other people. And what they're not recognizing is they are trapping themselves in a cycle of misfortune and hate. Okay, now if that's not you, release it and understand that it is the other party if that situation resonates with you. But this is a time of surrender and release and coming into alignment with oneself and really closing out a toxic cycle to be able to set oneself free. Okay? Yeah, because then even after all of that, how I have the 10 of Swords and the 9 of Cups, after all of this toxic energy, then you have jackpot and fortune and blessings. So whatever side of the coin you are on, the overall message from Spirit is disconnect and focus on self. Heal self. Surrender to the Most High. Surrender to the divine. Release yourself from the controls and ties of any form of toxic addiction, behavior, perceptions, belief systems, and actions so that you can set yourself free. Don't live in an energy of hate. What's going to happen next for Aquarius, please? What's going to happen next for Aquarius? You have the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is a queen of self-care, self-investment, self-nurturing. Yes, to the 10 of Cups in the world. Okay, so you're on that journey. You're on that mission of finding self, of healing self, of releasing the things. Yep, there it is, death and rebirth. Okay, I love it, I love it, I love it. Perfect, perfect card because it is Scorpio season and this is Scorpio energy. You have the Queen of Pentacles to the 10 of Cups. Okay, so the Queen of Pentacles is all about self-investment, self-healing. Very, very grounded energy. Wanting to give to self before giving back, understanding the importance of giving to self before giving back, right? You can't give to others if you're empty or depleted. It is about walking out of a cycle or out of a way of being to create the fulfillment and harmony that one is seeking. And it's also about turning your back on all things that keep you off track. The Emperor and the Page of Swords. I just feel like this is you taking back control. It's you taking back control. It's you kind of seeing things from a higher perception and really understanding what steps you need to take. For some of you, your career could kind of intertwine with this situation and this energy. There's a moment here where I really feel like Spirit is asking you to take the anger, asking you to take the frustration that you're holding within from these past situations and allowing yourself to transmute them, to look at them from a different perception so that they do not have any sort of weight or control over you anymore. Okay, Page of Swords to the 7 of Pentacles to strength. Be patient with yourself as you outgrow certain energies and entities. Clarify, please. I have to say something that is very specific, and it is not for everybody, but there's somebody here who tried to trap somebody with a baby. That is not for every Aquarius, but I did just receive that message. Somebody tried to trap somebody with a baby. What's about to happen next? So somebody has a pride issue, an ego issue. It gets into their mind. It makes them create scenarios and stories that are not real. And they get into their pride, they get into their ego, and they start lashing out. Now, you are in a space, Aquarius, where you are trying to create your peace in your fulfillment. You don't have time for somebody else's imaginary problems. You don't have time for someone else's imaginary made-up stories that they're projecting onto you, right? And so I really feel like Spirit is preparing you for what's coming next, because somebody is going to or needs to apologize. But they also look like they're a little too stubborn and arrogant to even, confess or say that they need to apologize, because they first need to take recognition within themselves, and they're not. Whoever that is, they're not. This person may think about you. They may watch you on social media, Page of Swords. They kind of want to see how you're doing, how you're growing, or what's going on with you. Again, there does seem to be a serious pride issue, but it's an ego death overall. This person is going through an ego death as you take the steps necessary to release yourself from whatever form of connection or control they tried to have over you. There it is, the Lovers and the Seven of Swords. Do you see what I'm saying? I want to go back to where I said somebody tried to trap somebody with a baby. Look at this, the Lovers and the Seven of Swords. So what type of deception is going on in a partnership? It's almost like the whole thing was based off of a lie. That's pretty deep. It's like somebody thinks that they own you. What is the outcome for Aquarius when it comes to this situation? The Seven of Cups. And the Ace of Swords. Listen. This is deep. You don't have to know the truth about every single thing that has happened, because I can see where you're going to go crazy trying to figure it out, because everything has been cloaked in lies and manipulation. The truth is really nowhere here to be found. It's like, where is it? I'm searching. You know what I'm saying? And the overall message of what Spirit is trying to say is, the truth is, if you even face an inkling of confusion in a situation, it's not for you. Let it go. You don't have to know everything that's going on. You just need to know where you are, who you are, what you stand for, and what you're doing. And that's all that matters. Everything else is hearsay. Tell me about the Seven of Cups and the Ace of Swords, because the truth is you don't need to be connected to this anymore. Why live in a state of confusion and gaslighting? Seven of Pentacles to the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like trying to put a story together. But when you have the Page of Swords, this person isn't ever going to really release it all. A very immature way of communicating, a very immature way of thinking. Very, very closed-minded. Only one way works, one way only. You can't think outside the box. That is a scary person, in my opinion, okay? You have the Seven of Pentacles. So Spirit is like, again, it's what I said in the beginning. Be patient, because the answers that you're looking for, they don't come right when you're looking for them. You must disconnect. The truth is, something feels off and something doesn't feel right. So disconnect from the situation. Continue on in the direction that you're going, and all of a sudden you will create space for the Most High to bring you the revelation and the wisdom that you're looking for. You might not have all the answers right now, and that's okay. You don't need them. Yeah. You have alliance, and then you have idea. It says vision, trust, honest, and compatibility. So if something isn't aligning with you, Spirit is saying that's all you need to know. Move in a situation that you trust. You can trust yourself, right? That's what I was just saying. You know who you are. You know what you stand for. If you don't understand someone else's motives, I would immediately try to find a different avenue. Again, blessing, reward, and luck. When you start to win, this person is going to come forward and try to apologize. Why? Because they were too blind to who you really were to begin with. They were too busy being an enemy. They were too busy not trusting. The reason why this person doesn't trust anyone is because they don't trust themselves. Very, very, very close-minded energy. Dangerous person. Close-minded energy to me is like the scariest type of person. If you can't think outside of your own box, I can't even be around you. Not everybody thinks like you, lives like you. All right, Taurus energy. So seeing something from a higher perception, values and belief systems are coming to the surface for you to recognize that you're not in alignment with this person anymore. This was the past. Yeah, humbling yourself. What's the current energy of this situation, please, for Aquarius? Let things fall. God is realigning you. Pray more and worry less. Write down your visions, manifest and bring them to life. God is stretching you in different directions. Exercise. What is going to happen next in this situation is that somebody needs to take accountability. I've been said that. You are not crazy. You're just awakening. Your mind is expanding. You're thinking outside of the box. Probable outcome for this situation. Yeah, somebody's stuck repeating cycles and patterns. They're not outgrowing their ways yet. And this person and this situation is very unstable. Patience is needed. Aquarius, this is a karmic relationship that is very toxic. And again, Spirit is saying this cycle has ended. Let it go. All right. Let's take a look. I want to see for the next 12 months, what are going to be the most important months for Aquarius? April, July, June, October, and May. All right, I'm also going to pick some letters and numbers that may resonate with you in regards to your current life situation and or this particular situation. So let's see what we have here. We have the numbers 3, 5. You have the number 8 twice, so 88. You have C, 3 again, so 33. X, 7. H, Y, D, E, N. You have X twice. And then you have 4. All right, Aquarius, I'm sending you much love. If you would like a more detailed, personalized reading, go ahead and check out my Etsy. You do not need a discount code. The sale is already set in. And remember, personal readings will be gone as of November 7th, and I do not know when I will be able to open them back up. All right, you guys, I send you so much love, and I look forward to hearing from you. Bye.